Today I want to share something really personal and deep, and nowadays we need human stories more than anything. And let me share why I chose living in Mexico versus living in Hungary or Europe. People not going to agree with me, that's okay. And this is just subjective video about my experiences or ideas or about my life. So if you get offended about something, I cannot do anything. And just before people would say anything that I chose to leave Mexico because it's cheap or whatever, my husband is Mexican, so we had the privilege to choose between Mexico and Hungary. So my video is not going to be about which one was the cheapest or I moved to Mexico because it's cheap. It's just like Mexico, choose me. And yes, and we or I choose Mexico so over Europe or Hungary. And I want to share the story, or I want to share my experiences and about my childhood and everything about Europe. But I'm from almost the Slavic Europe, Eastern Europe, Hungary. So not the wine and good cheese and Western European countries where they are more developed than my country. So again, I think keep this in mind that Mexico, some places are almost the same expensive like it would be my country in Hungary. Of course, I know Hungary is much more developed in many sense and is a European country, so in this I cannot compare the two countries. I'm going to talk about more other things why I chose it. As you can see here, I would say my main point is the lifestyle versus prestige. So in when you live in Europe, is the prestige that you live in Europe, and that's all. That's my all my pros being living in Europe, because when you live in London or when you live in Germany or you live in France, is the prestige that you live in Paris. You go to museums, then the culture, and that's all. But there is missing something what I've been thinking about these days, that the human connection is missing in Europe, and that is going to be my one of my main point why we chose Mexico over Hungary or Europe, because the human connections are lack in these countries. And as you can see nowadays, many Western countries, people moving to Thailand, Dubai, many other countries, because not because it's affordable. Many people, I'm I believe many people who we met during our travels, because I was a digital nomad for 5 years, who we met is most of like that they have more free time, they can meet more people not always busy, they can go out more, the family is more important in these countries, and this is what is missing in many Western or European countries, that we missing our we are missing the human connections. And so let me go back to my childhood in Hungary, and I want to tell you, yes, it's Europe, but and I don't want to bore you about this that much, but just I want to tell you that there is the motto that doing things the right way in Hungary, and you go do everything alone, and if you cannot do something right, you are most likely stupid or retarded or something, and you most of the time you have to be independent. So I would say it's not like the other Western countries what they are thinking about this. So when you go to Germany and France, and these are, and again, Europe is not one one country. Again, many countries are really different their mindset, but in my country is more like, not, I wouldn't want to say Slavic, but nearer for the Slavic mindset, or like this Balkan, that everything you have to do alone, everything you have to do it the right way, everything you, when you ask questions, you are stupid. when you don't have a degree, you are stupid. When you don't have a car or something, you are again something stupid. So in my country or many European countries, if you don't have a level of something, we look down to that poor person. And this, I really don't like it, because when you go in a restaurant and when you go somewhere, people can shout to you, just if you don't have like a Chanel bag or something like this, like you show that you have money. I'm saying this is Hungary, because in Germany I see more people, for example, they wear leggings or like outdoor clothing and nobody's saying nothing. But in my country is a little bit more stuck to this, that if you don't have like a BMW or you don't have something, you are nobody. And back to Mexico, of course, I think every country has this, that you are someone if you have a big house or you have a BMW or you have something expensive. You are someone, like you are in when you are in a higher class. Of course, you are someone, more someone. But I want to say that here in Mexico, what is a really pro from me, really advantage, that here when you go in a shop, everybody is smiling to you and everybody eager to help. It's not like when you go in my country or somewhere inside there, and you obviously you start the moment, whenever whatever you've been not doing, you the moment you step in, you started to be judged. That's what I've been feeling, and I don't want to make myself as a victim or anything like this. I just don't like the general feeling when I am home in my country. And again, if Hungarians watching this, probably they know the same. And again, Hungary, my country, is if you follow the news, it's a really complicated country right now. So I don't want to go inside in this, but that is also a big reason that we choose with my husband to come to Mexico. So that would be one, that the people are much nicer to you here, much happier. You don't have like a stomach ache when you have to go to the government office, or you don't feel bad when you have to do something, because people willing to help. And here in Mexico, that is another positive thing, that the community, the family is much more important than your individual alone, that what you can do alone. One more example I want to say about this community, that where we live or where we live, that always we have a neighbor who look out for your car or for your stuff, or who helping you in some way. The neighbors also helping to each other, the family members. There is if something happens with one person in the family, all the family helps. Meanwhile, in Europe, most of the time we have a busy schedule. We only see maybe our friends sometimes 1 month one time, sometimes 1 month one time with my mom or dad, and we don't have also this connection that we could ask from anybody, from anyone help. We have to do everything alone, and this is something what I don't like. Of course, is not that hard to live in European countries or in Hungary, but this is something what I wouldn't want to experience, or my child, I don't want them to experience this, to be always alone and be depressed and providing. And also, again, that's why I cannot say all Europe, but in my country, people are really alcoholic. It's one of the most depressed and alcoholic country, and still a European country, so it tells a lot of things. But we try to push down the feelings. And the next thing I want to talk about, the spirituality. So when I came to Mexico, and I'm not a spiritual person that much, but I want to tell you that when I came here, um, I I realized that the people here are more spiritual overall, because many people, even that many, and again, I'm not Mexican, so I mean soon, but I don't know, like, I realized that the people more touched here in Yucatan. I live in Yucatan, more touched still with the Mayan culture and Mayan beliefs, and they have, yes, many people still believe in God, like Christian people believe in God. They have more this spirituality, that they have um, something to believe. And I'm not going to judge that if people believe in God or any kind of God, because why I travel to many places, I saw in Western countries, we many times we are atheists and we don't believe in nothing, and our life is becoming bland and black and white and gray, and we just working every day, no rituals, no beliefs, no nothing to look forward, no. mm, we go to nature, but it don't have this that much meaning, or we don't respect nature that much most of the time, and so on. And again, back to Mexico, so many people does this, that they respect Pachamama, the nature, they believe in God. But also I want to say this, that still many people throwing trash to the nature. So I don't want to be this delusional person that here everything is perfect. So when I would talk about cons, I would say this, obviously, that still there are people who are littering here in Mexico more than in many European countries, but this I will saying cons. Still, if they are Christian, like as I told you, in Europe, it is, I can generalize in Europe most of the, no, I sorry, I can generalize, but most of the European people think that there is no God, no people, so they just live their life time to time doing substances, drinking alcohol, working 5 days a week, on the weekend going to party, maybe alone, friends, they don't have real connection most of the times, and you just time to time surviving, and nothing to believe, nothing, no rituals most of the time. So this I don't like it there. I think that's why many people, or many Western countries, or from many other countries, people go to Bali, because they see the locals have these spiritual beliefs, and they doing rituals, and how their life is in peace. And I think many people want to find this peace, because we lost this peace from our life, and many people from Western countries starting to search for this, for God, or for beliefs, or for peace, whatever you can call it. Okay, but I was so over yapping about this. I think I already mentioned about the hustle culture, and again, so I think I can say I'm privileged in many ways in Hungary, or my husband also in Mexico, because he has a normal work. So I don't see the workers here, how they live. So I cannot say things about this, but like overall, let's say middle class people here in Mexico, I think they have more time to relax, and relaxation is part of the day. Meanwhile, in Hungary, or I think many European countries, people don't have time. Even on the weekend, they want to squeeze inside the going to the museum, going to hiking, going here, see another country, travel, being more educated about things, pushing, and they don't have time to relax. And I learned how to relax here in Mexico, that I see people, they go home and they're not like, oh, I have to be the best from something, I have to learn one more language, I have to do this, I have to educate myself, I have to go courses, this. everything searching for something, and you become empty. Here I see that they work, they spend time with people, afternoon they go home, they watch a movie and rest, and they are one of the most happiest people. Mexico really changed me, because I always thought that you are becoming someone when you have 5 diplomas, like 3 language exams, like 3 language exams. You have to this course, that course, and this is how you just searching something, and you want to become someone to get the respect from each other. And here is like, no, like people relax. Of course, when you have a career, you're learning for that, but it's not that you have to do more and more and more and more. When you reach that point, and when you have family, people more relaxed, they travel, they relax, they more calm down. Like I would say in Europe, people not calm down, they always have something to do. And again, that would be a question that how, that's why maybe Mexico not is that developed, but that's what Mexico changed me in many ways, that you really need to be like this, to searching and doing and being this empty and just doing things. And meanwhile your government not many times not even supporting you in Europe that much, and you just pay the lot of taxes. I look up on Mexico, like, okay, it's like chill, no rush, they doing everything in their own time, and there's this mañana feeling they have, but people are happy, and then they know that they cannot trust government, so they most of the times they do everything for themselves in a way. So because we in Europe many times we want the government to helping us and doing things, and they do give things like supportation, and when you go to maternity or paternity leave they give you money. But in Mexico, yes, this is they know government supporting them. They don't want to like this conspiracy theory that they don't want manipulating them. They just know it's not working, so they working themselves and they are chill. But again, what you would choose, that waiting for the government to helping you, or you know that the community or the people are there for you. It's just, and I'm back to this. For me, Mexico is meaning freedom in a way, because yet the government is like really manipulating and coordinating you, and everything you have to pay, and then this and that, and the card, this. So when you act in Mexico, you just feel the freedom. They don't give a freak about anything. So I know when European people watching this, they're going to have a heart attack that, oh, why they don't do this, especially maybe a German, like why they don't have this, why they don't have that. But when you let it go, this, you just feel the freedom, like you can do whatever almost you want, whatever. So it's, for me, here is, I feel I'm being free and happy. I can be fat, I can be loud, I can be many things, and nobody going to say nothing what you do. Like you here in the freedom you have, that you can be yourself or whatever you want. What is like in many Western countries or Europe, we say like, oh, this person is fat, this, like many things, we judging the other person. Here you can be free, and like also the government is not all the time in your arse, so that is a good thing in my opinion. Of course, maybe I'm too much delulu right now, so you can roast me in the comments. Okay, so I already mentioned spirituality, freedom, community. So I think for me these are the things mostly why we chose to live here. Obviously, as I mentioned 10 times already, my husband is Mexican, so also his family is here, so that's why we came here. And I know it's a big topic right now in Mexico, the gentrification. So I'm not from the US. I didn't come here because I wanted to steal the work from them or anything. To I just here to adore Mexico with my husband, and also, as I told you, we didn't choose this because of the money, because I think many times people choose uh, like other countries because it's cheaper, and that's all. When you're arguing with them, they just say, it's cheaper, that's all. No, I wouldn't. And by the way, I wouldn't say why we live in Merida that it would be really, really, really cheap. So Mexico, I think it's overpassed this, that it can be that cheap place. I think that cheap places right now, Laos, Cambodia, and this kind of places. Not Mexico is not that cheap. Okay, then I want to talk about, obviously, to see that I'm not that delulu, that the negative things, the cons, that I think in Mexico, what I don't like, that the lack of organization, they don't have the trash, um, the trash car is not, the trash organization is not that good, or the safety in some places is problematic, obviously. So I don't want to close my eyes and not talking about these things. So meanwhile in Europe you pay a lot of tax and a lot of everything is mostly safe to be there. But I think all America, I've been thinking about this, that even in US, I think many places I wouldn't feel safe because they have guns and these kind of things. So I think Europe, the continent, is safe. All the places, all the countries, most of the places. Yeah, the safety is a problem, but in Merida, where we live in Yucatan, is quite okay. It's one of the safest cities in whole North America, so here is okay. But again, here we living in a bubble, and when you go in Mexico, the other places, Jalisco, for example, it can be problematic. Oh yeah, and I wanted to talk about also back to this, that is a pro, that here many food are organically organic, that you meet many farmers on the street who selling their stuff, and you can buy many organic food, or many people making their organic, like natural soaps or natural makeup. So this I like, that here people are more supported to do their own thing. And in Europe or the European Union, many things they they sabotaging in a way that many small business owners cannot do what they want, because we have many regulations or rules or laws. So this I like in Mexico, that if you want to make your own makeup, you make your own makeup, and you make your own branding, and you good to go to selling. And I like to buy local stuff here, and it's more available and more, I would say, you more trustable here than in other countries, more easy to get um, natural products here, which I like. So I think this is my video, that why we chose to live in Mexico. As I told you, mostly is about the community, the people more warm, happy, kind, the spirituality I like. Food can be more organic here. Many foods, fruits you can get here. For me, one thing was big, that I love to eat mango. I like to eat fruits, and here you can get a lot of fruits, which I like. So is also, for, I know it's not that important, but for me it was a big one, that in Hungary the inflation is really big and you cannot even get like tomatoes, but here I can get papaya, mango, and many fruits what I like. And I like to eat a lot of veggies and vegetables, and this was another reason to come here, but not that serious and complicated reason. So, yes, so as I told you, here the lifestyle that you can be much happier, you can live your life, nobody bothering you that much, nobody judging you that much, is just you can do yourself, live your life. You can be silly, you can be happy, nobody cares. Also, by the way, something that, okay, here you cannot, the cities is not that walkable like in Europe, but you have 300, I think 60 days at least sunny days, so that all the days mostly you can go out. And we do have parks. Next time I'm going to show in my video what parks you can go biking or walking. So we do have options. Is growing here also, is developing a lot, so I will show you around next time. So yes, here you can focus on your family, your friends, your life, living your best life, getting a lot of serotonin and happy hormones. And in Europe, I would just say it's the prestige, because the people are so grumpy, so like, and then it's also everything about the politics, like, because as Europe always was in the middle like this, like you always have to talk about politics, like this country, and you always, almost always, people live in fear when it's going to be there something happening and what is going to be doing, like, the situation right now. And this also, I wanted to run away from this feeling that is always everything about nowadays about the fear. What I wanted to say, and as I told you, Mexico chose me because I speak Japanese. Actually, I'm a digital nomad who is a Japanese teacher, so obviously I don't know how I ended up in Mexico, but this what chose me, and I'm happy about that, actually. And yeah, Japan, the opposite opposite of Mexico. And yes, and I hope you can choose Mexico and you can live here.